Hey guys, welcome back to the temple. So just to start off the video, think of the hardest job you can possibly ever think of, right? And when I ask this question, what comes to my mind is, let's say, oil rig, right? Somebody works at an oil rig, risking their lives every single day trying to get oil, or a coal miner, right, that is breathing in dust and shit and potentially die from this, right? And you're working underneath the ground, and these are just examples of some of the craziest, most labor intensive jobs you can possibly ever think of, right? And let me give you like another option, right? One of the hardest job, according to this video I'm going to show you, is being a barista, right? Making coffee at Starbucks for people during lunch hour, right? So as crazy as it sounds, what all this video is talking about is like this lady, she's complaining about how hard her life is working at a barista, to the point where she's breaking down crying in the break room and wanting to have a union, to I guess make her job easier. But the whole entire video, I thought it was a joke. To be honest, I really thought it was just a joke. It just like shows how sensitive millennials and these younger generations are. It's ridiculous, and I hate to say this because I'm a millennial too. But before I go too far ahead, let's just check this out real quick.
We need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just,
oh my God, Evan, you poor soul. Your life must be so difficult. Please tell me what's wrong.
I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours.
Oh my God, you have to work 8 hours on a weekend? That's wait, hold on, wait a minute. That sounds kind of normal. I'll think about it. Okay, look, I'm way past college years, but when I was in college, I was working like 30 to 40 hours at IKEA. And when you work in IKEA, I work in like one of the hardest departments. I work in the at the very end, where you pretty much have like all the beds, all like the furnitures and all the heavy stuff. Like I didn't work on like the lighting or like decoration, all the light stuff. No, I work in a hardcore freaking heavy lifting, 50 to like 80 pounds every day. Whenever someone come ask for help, ask me to put shit on their cart, that's me. So I did that on top of going to school, working 30 to 40 hours, and I thought that was normal, right? But apparently, according to Evan, this is like intense labor, just making coffee 8 hours on a Saturday, 25 hours out of the week. And I don't know, am I supposed to feel sympathy or like bad for this person?
Both Saturday and Sunday, I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people.
Wait, 4 people? Isn't that like more than average? Every time I go to like a Starbucks, there's only like 2, maybe 3 if that place is like popping. But like, how many people does it take to make a freaking coffee? Like I mean, look, I'm not trying to say that you insult people making coffee. Like, dude, you guys are hard worker. I'm just complaining about this particular individual, complaining about the situation that they apply for, right? The position that they apply for, knowing that they want to work for 8 hours, including probably during the busiest time, maybe like during lunch, right? So did this like not come to their head? Is that like a hidden thing that like baristas just don't want to tell their employees that it's gonna be hard during lunch hour? Like, is this news to anybody?
We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And they're good.
Wait, but having a lot of customers is a good thing for your company, right? Would you rather have them like come with just 1 customer per hour? If only 1 customer are coming in per hour, then like they don't need to hire 4 people. They only need to hire probably at max 2. So the fact that like your company is making money, the fact that there are customers, they're able to pay for people like you to work, right? And that's kind of like the point, isn't it? Like I don't get it. Like what are they paying you to do if you can't even do your job?
we don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in.
Well, if you guys don't know this about me, I'm very corporal. And whenever I hear somebody complaining about like the work environment, you kind of have to like step back and see it from the manager perspective, right? Sure, they might have put, their name on the schedule, but the manager isn't doing your job. You're doing your job. The manager has their own responsibility to do their own thing too, right? That's probably why they're getting paid so much. That's why they have more responsibility than you. They're not just taking care of just the customer, they're taking care of the customer and you and whatever the hell else the manager has to do, right? And if you want to get to that level of status, you're gonna have to earn it just like that person did. So, I mean, look, I'm not saying that the manager is right for just like skipping out, but I'm pretty sure that person had a reason to do so.
They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers.
Wait, so you want to start a union for a fair schedule? Like, what does that mean, a fair schedule, right? So you said that you're going to school and you're working during the weekend. Like, how much more fair can we get? Like, I feel like when you apply for this job, it's not like the manager is asking you need to be here working 13 hours, outside of your will. Like what? When you say fair, you have to explain what do you mean by fair. And if you're gonna hire a union, you have to pay the union, a union leader a percentage of the pay in order for the union to work, right? So how much of your salary or hourly wage are you willing to give up for something like that, right? And I don't really know how much a barista make, but if you were to have a union leader, they're probably gonna take a bigger chunk out of your paycheck, and then you're gonna have a smaller paycheck, and then you could complain about that. I'm just saying.
They refuse to turn mobile orders off. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them, and then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today.
I mean, look, okay, somebody misgender you, but is that something really worth crying over and like breaking down in tears in the break room, bro? Come on.
Order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck?
Alright, I don't want to get too deep to this whole trans thing, but like, just because you have a mustache and your name is Evan doesn't automatically make you a man. I'm pretty sure the person that was talking to you, they kind of figure out that you're with your mannerism and your tone of voice, they can recognize that you're probably a woman. All right, there's no shame in that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that, right? But I'm pretty sure someone's gonna go out there trying to cancel me just for saying that. But whatever, we'll see.
I don't get accommodations for being neurodivergent.
Accommodation for being neurodivergent? Okay, so let's take a step back. What in the fuck does Starbucks or literally any other company have to do to compensate for your being neurodivergent? Or are they supposed to give you like 30 extra minutes just to like cry in the break room and complain about your job while everyone else is working without you? So you say you had like 4 workers on the floor. Now there's only 3 workers while you're over here crying about your neurodivergent. What are you asking of? Like, I don't understand. Like, how are companies supposed to compensate for your neurodivergent? Nobody gives a fuck about your gender when it comes to work. People hire you to do a job, and you just gotta do the job. Nobody gives a shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you want from people?
Like, I can't. People get mad at me for using my sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like at my wit's end with this job. I really am.
Well, here's what you can do. You can quit the job. Nobody is forcing you to work here, right? If you're not happy with your job, no one is tying you down. You can leave. You can find another job that probably gives you, less hour or whatever the hell schedule you want to get, and then kind of go from there. You're living life on normal difficulty, and you're making it sound as if you're living like the hardest life. You're making it sound as if you are like a coal miner or someone working at an oil rig that really desperately need unionized to be treated fairly. But you're working at a fucking barista. You're making coffee. You're not saving lives. Come on, let's be real. Yeah, so that's the end of the video. So the only other thing I kind of want to say is like, look, we all get difficulties in life, and especially during your work job, you know, there's going to be a hard time, especially if you work at like a fast food restaurant or you work at a barista where lunchtime is probably like hectic as hell. You know, I experienced the exact same thing in IKEA. You know, we all have like shitty moments at our job, but complaining about it and crying about it while you're working and posting on the internet isn't going to solve the problem. Maybe you should be trying to talk to your manager and work out your schedule. You know, that's option number one. Or option number two, you can just leave. You don't have to work here. Like, I mean, I'm sorry that you're having a shitty day. We all get shitty days, but complaining about it on TikTok or whatever, what do you expect to do? Do you expect us to like solve your problem for you? Or are you gonna ask somebody else to start a union for you or something? Like what like I don't understand. And with the whole compensating for neurodivergence, dude, that is lunacy. There's literally nothing that any company can do to compensate for your neurodivergent. Like there's no regulation, there's no process for that. Like, what are we supposed to fucking do? Maybe you should learn to be able to deal with adversity and deal with problems as they go, and you can't deal with it, you need to learn to deal with your life. And if everything is too much, then fucking bounce, you know. But crying about it isn't gonna do anything, so get over yourself.